quick this thing is moving on light traffic this evening on the freeways. That's right. You know, Glendale, they have different policies in LAPD, and this is a smaller city that, you know, in the LA area, and they have their own policies, and they run these pursuits in a different way. There are a lot of units behind there. The possibility there may be more than one person inside that truck. We do know that they are using their own helicopter this evening, and I know that LAPD was helping them earlier on. Right now they have their helicopter above it. We're actually starting to get right above it right now, so we're going to get you some more accurate information past the 710 freeway. Speeds right now, I can tell you that our helicopter is working at 134 miles an hour, but we're still catching up. So that truck not going 134 miles an hour down there. But that's the speeds that we were moving at. We're guessing right now in the 80s, 80 mile an hour about down there. You can see them passing a lot of the traffic, using all lanes right now, almost in the carpool lane, so that's the number one lane. Now, Glendale PD, you can see that one cruiser right behind it, and as we get a little bit wider, you can see the number of other units staying with it. Actually, that's odd, because we saw, there they are, they've been falling behind. I was going to say, we were counting at least 4, maybe 5. Right now, 2 right behind it, but this truck really trying to get away, really opening up that speed out there. Glendale, they've been wanting to stay with it. They haven't handed it off, and you look at that. That gives you an idea of the speed of this truck. Right now, though, it's still moving at about almost just under 100 miles an hour here on the 10 freeway eastbound. As this chase continues, Glendale PD chasing a stolen vehicle, and is still moving on out towards, away from the LA area, East LA area. But at these speeds, Monterey Park, it's going to be a thing of the past here shortly. Well, you know, it is just like any other law enforcement agency. There's probably some bosses out there. They're going to be making these decisions. These guys that are on the ground, they're basically just, they follow the rules. And right now they're being allowed to chase this vehicle. California Highway Patrol, they're going to have to get in their position. It isn't like they're just here right now. So they'd have to get in position to take this over. If that happens, we might be able to get a little bit more information. Now slowing down our helicopter as we're starting to track it, I can give you some accurate information. It is going about 85, 90 miles an hour. That helicopter that you're seeing right there, that is going to be the Glendale airship, or a Glendale Pasadena. They share a helicopter. That's going to be a Hughes 500. Right now, though, this truck, actually a pickup truck, stolen vehicle, moving very, very quickly. We know at least one, the driver, in there, but now we can get a better look at it. 4 doors, so that's a big vehicle. Could have some other people in it, and of course you see a bunch of stuff in the back. So stolen vehicle, that's the report. That's what we know right now. And Glendale PD, it started in their neighborhood, basically worked its way on surface streets down in the MacArthur Park area, Echo Park area, worked its way onto the 101. That's where we first got sight of it. But Glendale PD never handing it off to any other law enforcement at this time. We know California Highway Patrol, they are aware of the situation, that what's going on their freeways. Right now, though, they're not handing it over. That's what the official word is. And the Glendale PD still right behind it. A number of units and moving very, very quickly on the freeway this evening. I can tell you we're getting into the El Monte area already, so it gives you an idea how fast we're moving out here this evening. 605 freeway, I can see it up here in the distance, so we'll be there quickly. Right now, light traffic, that's a good thing. But this is a heavy vehicle moving extremely fast. Desperate driver trying to stay away from law enforcement. This could turn into something very dangerous. Oh, that's so right, Rick. And these guys, it is very official. It is very formal. They'd be making radio calls. Of course, there's patrol units, California Highway Patrol. They're out here. They're patrolling, and they'll know that this is coming, and they'll work out a plan to take it over. I'm sure that they're aware of the situation, but as far as we understand it right now, Glendale's holding on to this. They've made their units aware. California Highway Patrol putting out information to their units saying that there is a chase on their highways. But right now, though, no information about California Highway Patrol taking it over, and it's been unusual. Glendale PD, they basically have been holding on to this since this thing started. They had the opportunity, LAPD's area, they could have handed it off. California Highway Patrol, they could have handed it off. Right now, they're choosing to stay with it. Large truck out here, you got a pretty good look at it. You can see a good-sized driver there behind the wheel. This truck got stuff in the bed, so kind of interesting that if this is a stolen vehicle, how this vehicle was stolen, what type of incident made this a stolen vehicle. But we're moving along pretty darn fast down there. I'm going to take a look and see if we can get a tracking number again. We're still we're just touching the 80, 90, the high 80s, low 90s. But this vehicle moving along very, very quickly. 605 freeway, we just passed it. So it gives you an idea how fast we're going, how many cities we're passing. We're going to be in the Covinas here very shortly. West Covina, obviously the first one, Baldwin Park, depending on the side of the freeway. But this chase continues, this vehicle keeping away from these officers, doing what this guy can. Right now, all he's doing is driving very fast. Glendale PD, they've got a number of units behind it. They've got a helicopter above it, and they're not handing, as far as we understand, not handing it off to California Highway Patrol yet. You know, I know for a fact, I wonder, lots of times I sit here and I think about it, what are these guys thinking, what is their plan, and then you don't really want to bring it up because we don't know. I mean, my gosh, all these guys have something in mind, I'm sure. This guy seems to want to drive very quickly, trying to get away from the officers behind him. We all know that's not going to happen. The best of what's going to happen is they're going to hand it off to somebody else eventually. Right now, though, it's all Glendale, all along. In all Glendale, I mean, in the air and on the, they're out. I'm working on it. Should be into Wilson West now, 144. You know, right now we're doing the same thing. We're working to get as much information about this chase as we can. I just wanted to make it real clear. You know, I'm not saying like Glendale PD is doing something different or wrong by any means by holding on to this chase. Every one of these law enforcement agencies, they have their opportunities and their plans in place. Obviously, their policy right now is to stay behind the vehicle and not to hand it off, and that's what they're doing. Their helicopter is overhead. They've got several units behind it. And sometimes an indication, if they see a number of units, meaning those black and white cars that we see, those patrol cars, if they have more than one, it's usually because they just want to make sure if there's more than one person inside that vehicle. Now, this information about a bag being tossed out of the vehicle, that is unusual. Not sure what that's all about. Sometimes it may be some sort of illegal something that the driver may have had inside the vehicle. Other times they're just trying to distract the officers. Right now, though, we can tell you that we're moving very quickly along the 10 freeway. We're out of the West Covina area, well established into the Covina area. We're going to start going up that Kellogg Hill here momentarily. This is a very steep grade, but that truck seems to be moving along very well. Seems to be a newer model, so I can't imagine it's going to have any trouble with that hillside there. But it gives you an idea how fast we're moving away from the city, away from Glendale. And you are correct, Pat. That is kind of an interesting thing. A lot of times we see these chases start in an area, stay in the area. These people tend to go to places that they know. But right now, this is being a stolen vehicle. Who knows where this person is from, the driver of the vehicle, and who knows what his plans are. Right now, though, all I can tell you, driving very quickly out here, not a lot of lane changes because there hasn't been a lot of traffic. But you can see him just moving by these other cars. There's Glendale's helicopter overhead lighting it up. Glendale units behind it, all lights and sirens trying to warn the public. Working our way up that hill right now that we've been talking about, Kellogg Hill. And I can tell you this truck has not slowed down at all, so working its way up that hill very quickly. And, of course, Glendale PD still behind it and their helicopter above it. Well, obviously, the first thing that I always look for is make sure there's no human life back door or an animal or anything like that. Nothing seems to be moving, but it does seem to be very packed with stuff. Gosh only knows what it is. Looks like maybe a cooler or some sort of toolbox in the back. Other stuff that's in there is moving around. A lot of times with the newer vehicles, it's a crime of opportunity. A lot of these vehicles, its doors are open or keys are in the ignition, or maybe it's a work truck. In this case, don't really know. We just know that it is a stolen vehicle, and it was in the Glendale area where it started. You guys were the ones that brought up the information that it was on the 2. I didn't know that part either. I knew it worked its way out of the Glendale area, and it was actually in the LAPD area. When we first heard about it, it was over there by Echo Park and then down by MacArthur Park, made a big turn and got back onto the 101. But right now I can tell. Go ahead. Well, I got to tell you, I got the big love for Mark Liu, too. There's no doubt about that. I can tell you right now, just hearing information, that the CHP is being advised about possibly taking it over, but it does seem like he's either getting off the freeway or we're on a transition road right now. But definitely I'm hearing words being spoken that California Highway Patrol is being made aware of the situation. Looks like we're transitioning right now, so we're going to be going southbound. I believe this is going to be on the 71 freeway. So Diamond Bar-ish right now. The pursuit continues. California Highway Patrol might be taking this over. Hey, traffic violation, threw something out of the window. Hey, Simon Desk, are we on the Facebook right now? Copy all. Hey, you guys on the web, if you're watching, listening, thank you so much. You know what? This is one of the ones where it was just so difficult. Glendale PD, yes, we can hear them. No, I can't hear them in this one. We're in the backup helicopter. Don't have Glendale available to me in this helicopter. Just letting you guys know. Listening to California Highway Patrol right now, they're starting to talk about it. I haven't even heard the stolen vehicle yet. I'm hearing them pass information back and forth. But they are definitely giving it to California Highway Patrol, so we're going to be able to get a little bit more information, a little bit more tighter It's going to be like a tight-knit thing. We're going to get all that good info. We were doing the broad brush because we weren't really hearing much. I got to be honest with you. It's a big truck. I'm not even really sure. I'm usually really, really good at this stuff. I would guess it's a Dodge. I don't want to say it's a Dodge and then have somebody later on say, oh, my God, that Stu guy. But he didn't even know if it was a Chevy or a Dodge. I can tell you it's not a Chevy. But anyways, this thing is just keeps on moving out here extremely fast. It is weird. I'm hearing it was a traffic stop. It was a traffic violation. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see it. It was a traffic violation that got the officer's attention. They lit him up, and he did not stop. That's what we're hearing, or that's the official right now that I'm hearing from California Highway Patrol. Somewhere along the way, he threw something out of the vehicle. We heard you. I'm sure if you were listening on CBS earlier on, we were talking about that. Didn't hear that information, but now hearing this also on the scanner. Mark Liu, the guy at the desk, you might have heard us talking about him. That dude, man. Actually, you know what? I got to just give props to everybody at our desk. Our desk, super solid. All those guys and gals, listen to those scanners and are on it like you have no idea. And you know what? It ups everybody's game because I listen to scanners, they listen to scanners. It just, it's not a competition because, you know what? CBS always wins, yo. But it helps up the game. There's no doubt about that. Right now, though, it still could be a very dangerous situation. That's a big truck. It might be an older Dodge. That's what I'm guessing it is. I haven't heard the official yet. Not that, that a Dodge is dangerous. I own a Dodge. I love my Dodge. But anyways, but it's a big truck. If these things are moving at high speeds, you got that light rear end, you just don't know. It makes for some very dangerous situations. I can tell you right now, Marcos is at the tiller. We're working about, we're still in the 90s. And this truck has been doing that pretty much the entire time. This chase started in the Glendale area. Apparently was on the 2 for a little bit. It was in the LAPD area. I was thinking, all right, cool, LAPD is going to pick it up. We're going to be able to know what's going on. Wrong answer. Nothing happened. We didn't hear anything about it. We actually heard a little bit of what they call a crime broadcast. I'm saying, yo, other units, Glendale isn't chasing a vehicle in our area right now. But in the end, they didn't pick it up, and maybe Glendale didn't offer it to them, or however that works. Worked its way onto the freeway. Long shot when we started. I was a little frustrated there because we were still catching up, but it's all good. Right now, though, southbound 71. Where are we? That's what everybody wants to know. I'm not reading it because I'm kind of busy. We're in the Chino Hills area. Everybody loves the Chino Hills. There's beautiful stuff out here. Moving our way southbound along the freeway. He's in the carpool lane right now, moving very, very quickly, keeping those officers at now California Highway Patrol at bay. I just heard him talking about 80 miles an hour. Super light traffic is what they're saying. And this chase just continues out here this evening. You can see him changing lanes a little bit. Looks like we might be getting off the freeway, so might be getting a little bit of something else going on here in just a moment, but we're gonna see it. Approaching Central, and the vehicle is slowing down. Is it slowing down because it's running out of gas? Is it slowing down because fill in the blank, or maybe he's thinking about getting off the freeway? Nope, didn't take Central. I can tell you that. But moving a little bit slower right now, southbound 71 freeway. Chino Hills is where we're at, and the chase continues out here. Is it a stolen vehicle? Right now, I'm just going to go with what our desk says, stolen vehicle. Started with a traffic stop. They wanted to pull this thing over because he was doing something that got an officer's attention. They probably ran the plate. They ran the license plate or whatever. They lit him up, lights and sirens, and he did not stop, and the chase was on. But it's just kind of going right now. One person, obviously, the driver in the vehicle. There's a possibility of other people inside the vehicle. There is. They've got tinted windows on the back. It's a big crew cab, 4 doors. So, there could be maybe 6 people in there. Chances are, a lot of times when we see these, just one. But we'll figure that out at the end. South of Pine, southbound 51. And California Highway Patrol, they've got it now. It's their chase. I'm going to get a little bit wider, kind of show you what's going on. They're doing a little swapping out right there. We kind of just missed it. That vehicle right there just took over the primary from the SUV that's kind of right behind it. But that's what they do. There's areas that they patrol, and once it gets in that area, they'll go ahead and they'll just do that move, swap it out. Who's going to stay behind it? Who's the primary? That's what they're calling it, the primary unit, meaning the one that's right behind it. Right now, though, he's slowing down. He speeds up. Maybe he doesn't know where he's going, but still moving along here quite well at a very good speed. I'm going to start playing with some of my electronic devices that my pilot has allowed me to use in the aircraft while we're in flight. So I can get you some ideas where we are exactly. Huh? Prado Dam. Marcos coming through. Marcos, not giving anything away. He's from here, this area. This is his area. So I always enjoy it when somebody in the aircraft, if it's me or the pilot, or Marcos especially, knows where we are. But yeah, somebody's saying something about Tehachapi. Going a total wrong way, bro. Right now we're 71 southbound, moving along pretty good. We're going to be at the 91 here pretty soon. Going to be in the Corona area. Everybody knows the Corona area from that fire that we had here earlier on a couple weeks ago. Right now, though, it's just kind of moving up to the 91. I'm guessing he's probably going to go eastbound, but I don't know. Stuff in the back of the truck, no doubt about that. How this vehicle got, that driver got behind the wheel. Just want to hear, I want to know. I want to know myself, But, Angie, and, when I say that, everybody says I'm showing my age. Whoa, what was that? You kind of bounced off of something there. Something came out the back of the truck, too. So, I don't know. What did we miss right there? Reading those texts. Looks like we're starting to move. We're getting closer to the 91. We're moving over to the right. I'm wondering if maybe we're going to go westbound and take us back to base, that's for sure. And we're going to tell you here in just a minute. You think we're going to go west? Yeah, he's moving back over again. The survey says eastbound. Eastbound. So we're going to be eastbound 91 here just in a few moments. You can see other vehicles there. This transition pretty tight. And CHP, what they're talking about right now, they're talking about how they're going to notify the next area in the California Highway Patrol. And that next area is going to be the Riverside area. But the truck's still moving along out here. Hasn't really slowed down. Just kind of just keeps going and going and going. But you know what? Maybe maybe it is a Dodge, but it's not a Dodge Ram. I always love those shots right there. That's going to be the Glendale helicopter, the Hughes 500. Never flown in one. Always wanted to. Maybe this is a Durango. It's got those big flares on the side there. I'm just hearing them right now. It's passing Surface Club in the Corona area, 95 miles an hour. 95 miles an hour. So whatever he's got under the hood of that thing, my guess is probably going to be the V8. Maybe it's even a Hemi. But Marcos is telling me that we're going to be hanging out at his parents' house here shortly. And they're talking about getting the California Highway Patrol helicopter overhead. Maybe the Glendale one is needed back in his area. You can see the 500 there off to the side, lighting it up off in that weird direction off to their right. But usually we see those helicopters almost directly over, lighting it up. Super light traffic out here, 91 freeway, well established in the Corona area. And do you think it's a Dodge Dakota? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's got the flares just look, the body style just looks really angular. That's the only thing I can say. Or maybe it's just an older Ram. See, when you look at it from the back, I think it's an older Ram, but we'll see. We'll find out in the end. 110 miles an hour. I feel a lot better when I hear them say it. Like when I do my little thing and I see those numbers, I'm like, nah, that can't be right. 110 miles an hour right now. That's what we're doing along the 91. Corona area going to be here up at the 15 here in just a moment. Does look like he is starting to favor the right lanes again, so possibly taking the 15 from the 91, maybe. Or was that the trans? No, that's an off-ramp. What we're seeing right there, they're taking the 15, 103 miles an hour. Taking the transition road, maybe northbound. He's taking the south. We're going to San Diego. Oh, cutting back across there. That was a little dangerous. Definitely a southbound lanes now. Southbound 15 from the 91. Whatever the stuff was in the back of that truck is coming unstowed. Stuff flying around back there. Haven't seen much come out of the truck. Approaching Magnolia, southbound 15, leaving the Corona. El Centro right now is where we are. Leaving the Corona area, entering El Centro. Victor, I'm not sure if you're talking to me or talking to the guy on the ground. If we went really fast, we'd be looking. We'd be trying to find him out our rearview mirror. That's the truth. Oh, Paul, that's not nice. Especially with all the stuff that's been going on. I don't know. When I read things like the Rams beat the Cowboys, I'm thinking, are you talking about Dodge versus Chevy? You got the Rams and the Silverados, so I don't know, bro. Any word on the California Highway Patrol helicopter? Looks like more stuff flying out of the back of the truck. Yeah, Vincent, I mean, we're the only ones over it. It is an exclusive. And, we don't really have news anymore. All the news has been done. We're into national stuff. I mean, it is interesting. I mean, if it does come to some kind of crazy end. But right now, he's just really just moving out. Take a look at that. I mean, he's probably back up to the 90s again, passing everybody, just like all these other cars. Those guys down there are doing 75, 80 miles an hour. Southbound 15 late at night. El Centro, come on. Who's going to drive 65? Everybody who obeys the law, Stu. That's who. No, it's not an Xterra. It's definitely a Dodge product. It's a Mopar. I hope he doesn't, because that's going to be a long ride. Yeah, they were definitely saying it. 110 miles an hour. That was from the CHP. Oh, looks like we're on the brakes. What's that all about? I guess he had some traffic right there. Looks like we might be changing frequencies. I might have to play with the scanner here in a minute. Oh, man, I'd love to hang out with Morgan Freeman. I definitely don't have that voice. Yeah, Mike, you know what? I agree with you. I got to tell you. I mean, sometimes, it is. He's moving out. He's driving real fast. But basically, he's just driving in a straight line. There isn't much traffic out here. California Highway Patrol, they got this under control. They're not like riding right up on him. It's a little bit more narrow right now, if anything. It's getting a little bit more dangerous. Man, I missed the street that they were passing. I'm going to have to start playing with the scanner, guys. I might not be with you in 100%. My gosh, we're going to be in a Wildemar here pretty soon. I don't know. Do they have a full tank of gas? I mean, I never do. I got kids. Whenever I get in my vehicles, it's like always on empty. And then we give them gas money, and for some reason only like $2 or $3 makes it into the tank. Christopher, there is plenty of love for the LA Chase group. You know I love you guys. I'm surprised Shelly isn't on here. She's probably all tired from all the internet stuff that she was doing earlier on. Woo! You know what? I just got some secret information, but let's just say they might be doing something to bring this thing to an end, which works for me because as much as I'd love to go to San Diego, I got an early call tomorrow. Hey, I'm on special assignment tomorrow, everybody. Anybody who's listening, these are all my solid peeps, the ones that are always out there. You guys know everything, but tomorrow I'm not going to be here. I got special assignment, so I'm guessing you're going to have Desmond, but we'll see. But I'm definitely not here tomorrow. I got a super early call, so you know this is going to go to Mexico, and I'm going to be going home at 1 in the morning and having to be up at 5 and all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and clean-shaven in a nice shirt, which is going to be odd. And Samo, what plug did I give? That we got a special assignment tomorrow? That this is an exclusive? Uh-oh, they're clearing the air. I gotta find them. Said they're on turquoise. So if you guys aren't following me already, please do. Santiago coming right up. Maybe. I'm working on it. Uh-oh. You heard that? There it is. All righty, Santiago, it is 064, 064, Santiago. Sorry about that, guys. Had some other things I had to do in here. We're in the backup. Anyways, if you guys want, look us up, Stu Mundell on Twitter. You can follow me there. We put I do a lot of newsy stuff and other stuff. But Twitter's the best bet. Right now, though, my account here on Facebook, I'm trying to make an official CBS page because my family is starting to do the how are we supposed to show you pictures of the grandkids and stuff like that. So anyways, just letting you know that we're going to try to do something. And if I'm not accepting your friend request, it's not because I'm being mean or anything weird. It's just that I'm trying to get an official CBS page. But yeah, you can always follow me on Twitter, Stu Mundell, M-U-N-D-E-L, single L, and Stu is spelled S-T-U. Unless you're a really good friend of mine, and it's S-T-O-O-O-O-O. But that you won't find me on Twitter like that. I don't know. Enough to get to Mexico? How much fuel we got? They're talking about doing spike strips somewhere along the line here, so they're trying to get a unit in position. That's the reason why I wanted to switch. I want to hear where they're going to do it. You heard it. They're talking about getting a position. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Very close. I would almost guess Wildemar. Wildemar. I want to follow it all the way to the end and see the cuffs on this gentleman. I don't know if you can listen to the turquoise, but there's an event coming up, and I'm just kind of curious if it's going to work. Eric, if that was you, man, I'm sorry. Oh, man, I didn't hear. Oh, you can't hear the scanner in this helicopter. Son of a gun. He just said where they're setting them up. 107 miles an hour southbound, 15 passing Nichols. Passing the outlet malls over there. I bought a pair of 501s there once. Good deal. Yep. The Harley dealerships up here too. (110 miles an hour, southbound 15 freeway passing Central again. They should do a how many centrals and freeways are, how many centrals are there? Yeah, they're going to be at Castaic. Where's Castaic from here? That's where they are. They're on turquoise. Wanda, I always appreciate it. $102. Maybe Temescal? Is it Temescal coming up? Looks like we're getting back over again. I think he's just going around cars. Back in there. Back in the center lane. 106 miles an hour. I don't know, 3,000. It's the middle of the night. Rockford, Illinois. Lived in Deerfield for a couple of years when I was a kid. Back to the 100. Light traffic. If you're local, let me find out exactly where we are. They're talking about him not using his signal. We're almost in the Wildemar area. No traffic, quarter mile. I really think this guy is actually thinking he's going to get that far south. What's the direction? We are southbound 15 freeway, Wildemar area. 100 and something miles an hour. Really? ABC's here? Really? Well, it's not exclusive anymore. All right. They're definitely talking about a little surprise for this gentleman. I can't hear the street. It's coming up, though. They're definitely talking about it. Passing Bundy Canyon. Oh, I wouldn't mind if we were going to Italy. No, Brittany, that's a Mopar. That's solid. That thing's going to go forever. No, not a roadblock. Oh, lights on. Lights on. He was looking around in there. I don't know what he's doing. Gabby, I would say you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. Green Lantern, what are you talking about, buddy? I didn't betray you. Got nothing but love for you, brother. 106 miles an hour, southbound 15 freeway, started in the Glendale area. If you're not from around here, we have traveled at least 100 miles from where this thing started to where we are now. Continuing. 117 miles an hour. Light traffic. I don't know what street that is. Glen something. We're a quarter mile from to Glen something. I can tell you, though, southbound 15 freeway. We're coming up to Murrieta in the Wildemar area right now. Number 3 lane. 115 miles an hour. Dodge truck reported to be stolen. Don't know. Oops, something else just fell out the back of the truck. Don't know if it is, if that's really 100% on that, but what I can tell you 100%, traffic stop. That's how this thing all started. Glendale PD wanted to pull this thing over, got behind them, lights and sirens are on. This guy said, yo, I'm not going to stop, and it became a pursuit. Glendale into LAPD's area, onto the freeway. That's California Highway Patrol. Glendale, those guys are troopers. I got a good friend, Glendale officer. So if they're all like him, they're golden. Anyways, the thing got onto the 10 freeway eastbound, stayed there for like the longest time. Then we got on the 71 to the 91 to the 15, and here we are. This is we're probably a good hour into it, maybe a little bit more. This truck's been going about 100 miles an hour since the time we picked it up. They're already talking about contacting San Diego about the chase coming their way. I know that they are trying to set something up, which I might be seeing up there in the distance. I see somebody getting up onto the off-ramp, maybe possibly turning around, but if that's him, he's not going to be able to do it quick enough. There's no way. But maybe he will, maybe he won't. But they're definitely trying to set up a little surprise for this guy. Let's see if it works. We have in the past. We haven't in the past. We'll see what happens. The truck, though, just keeps on going out here. Officers from different law enforcement, mostly California. Whoa! Something just came off the truck. That's it. It's done. It's done. Whoa! Woo! Oh! Man, that was crazy. Oh, doors open. Guy's out for a little jog in the night. Let's keep an eye on him. I guess he was there all by himself. Up. Oh man, yeah, we've seen some better fence jumping in our days. There we go. All right, he's going for a little run right there. I'm not that familiar with the area. So I guess he did hit the spike strips, just in case you guys were wondering. He did hit the spike strips. There he goes, keeping on running there. You know, that light is just going to keep on him. There isn't much that he can do to get away from that. The officers, though, they've got to get themselves in position right there. Yep, just try to blend in with that car. Nope, that didn't work so well. Just keep running. A lot of cars in this parking lot makes me wonder if there's a restaurant, which could be a problem. It might become some sort of standoff. Well, the Taco Bell, but I'm sure it's just a drive-through right now. So, somebody crashed? Oh my gosh, guys. We're going to keep an eye on this guy, and then we're going to go back. We're going to see it. Apparently, there was some sort of accident. I don't know if the accident was him. Looks like he's running back onto the freeway. Maybe he wants to go run to the California Highway Patrol and say, I'm real sorry, just take me into custody. But anyways, we'll just keep an eye on him there. He's continuing to run. It does look like he's running back towards the freeway. There we go. Hands are up. Officers from the California Highway Patrol taking this guy into custody. At least it's a start. I'm really, really curious to see what happened with that car, with the car there. But interesting ending right there. Don't know if he did that on purpose, but man, that truck got some air. Man, that was crazy. Yeah, he's got a white shirt. They got him at gunpoint. I love that. The guy at gunpoint. You know, officers are human beings as well. I don't want to get into any of that. I really don't. But the dispatcher just asked if they have a description of the suspect, and the guy came back. Yeah, the guy we got at gunpoint right now. There we go. So approaching him pretty cautiously. We didn't see any weapon, but these guys, you just never know these types of situations. So they're going to take this guy into custody here shortly. They're going to probably giving him commands. We obviously can't hear him, but probably telling him getting down on. And you got the dog down there too, man. Oh yeah, there you go. That fur missile wants to get a bite of that, but right now these just there for, let's just say, the intimidation factor. That barking dog. This guy definitely complying. Pretty sure this is going to be just your standard putting the cuffs on him and walking him back to the road there. But this guy took a nice long run, so he's probably a little exhausted right now. They're going to cuff him. There we go. He got one hand. They're starting to take him into custody right now. Number of officers. I'm sure their weapons are out. We see a lot of flashlights. One arm behind the back right now. They're going to be getting the cuffs out. There you go. And second one coming around here in just a second. And I'm just kind of curious. They're saying traffic collision. I'm wondering if somebody might have saw that and locked them up or something. I hope nobody was hurt on the freeway. Fire truck's not here yet, but you know that it was exciting for us. Time moves a little quicker, but I'm sure that it's all happening in a timely manner. Waiting to see this guy go and to actually stand up and start walking away, and then we'll go back to the truck. But yeah, that was a crazy end to a crazy chase. Jerry, I don't know about the best chase ever, but it was something. I got to tell you that. Aren't you glad we stayed? Those darn Duke boys. Look at all the stuff that came out of the truck. Woo! Yeah, I still don't know if that's a Dakota or a Ram, but I barely remember. No, I don't remember. Bo and Luke, that's the only ones I remember, the Duke boys. And Roscoe, you can't forget Roscoe. Enos. Didn't Roscoe, I'm being serious, didn't Roscoe go on to become a senator or something? Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this at all. Cooter. We forgot about Cooter. Joe is telling me we forgot about Cooter. Yeah, my phone is dying. I don't think Google's going to work for this one. Well, then it wasn't him. Oh well, it's all good. I'm reading some of the comments. Dukes of Hazzard, popular show. We got the end. The guy's in custody. Stuff's all over the freeway. Truck's here. We can't read the license plate because we're in the backup. And there are 2 helicopters below us and requesting to go back to base. Flash. Yeah, so I got an early day tomorrow. I'm not going to be here. Special assignment. Oh, that is so my life. So Marco's just telling me we're not going to be able to make it home without getting fuel. So it's going to be a long night for Stu and an early morning for Stu. But it's all good, man. This is the life I chose, and I'm loving it. Hey, everybody, if you're still out there with us, thank you so much. I'm kind of whipping the camera around because I'm just trying to get my my bearings. We're on our way home. Pursuit ended out here. Uncle Jesse, yep, I remember him too. Thank you, Jackie. I don't know about better than Fast and the Furious. At least it's real, you know. But, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he got all 4 wheels off the ground.